So I wanted to kind of break down two different iPhones, actually two very different iPhones that I ended up buying for around that $100 price tag. Now both these, I think this one was about 110 and this one was about 110 as well, but with taxes it was a little bit higher than that, but typically they were around that $100 price tag. And what's very interesting is these phones are very different, so much so in fact that it's very interesting to see what $100 can actually get you in the used market of iPhones, but specifically in the pre-owned, more so in the higher end used iPhones, meaning cracks, scratches, different things like that. Now with this specific iPhone, this was an iPhone 7 Plus that I actually ended up buying, I think about 6 or 5 months ago, so it wasn't like yesterday I just bought it. And this iPhone 7 Plus was actually in pretty good condition. The only issue that we kind of had with it was that this like plastic thing is still stuck in the back. Now they did state that there was damage when I did buy this iPhone, but from everything that I tested, I could not find anything that's been significantly wrong with it. They didn't mention anything in particular. They mentioned it could have some defects, but like I said, everything that I've tested so far has been working fine. Now it turns on, it's just kind of dead right now. One little tiny issue is with Touch ID. As you can see, it does have a little bit of a crack inside of it, but the home button still works perfectly fine. I thought this panel was also a third-party display, but so far, like I said, I haven't really had that being an issue either. And like I said, I think it's a third-party display. They didn't mention in the description, but this was a fully functional iPhone. It still works perfectly fine. I make several videos on this iPhone if I'm going through and installing iOS 15 still on this specific device on 7 Pluses. Well, this is the iPhone I use it for. But specifically with the iPhone XR, on the other hand, I've talked about this iPhone a lot because it's a very interesting buy that I got. So this, like I said, was about, I think, $110. I think it was $125 with all taxes and everything, built in, I think including shipping. And what's crazy about this iPhone is it's almost in physically perfect condition. If I really wanted to, I think I could probably spend $50 to get the screen replaced and it would probably be almost perfect. But looking around, this whole entire iPhone still looks perfectly fine for the most part. Even the chassis of the phone looks fine. But booting out, actually turning it off, you can see that we do have a little bit of a scratch, actually not a scratch, a crack up top in the top left corner. I don't really think it's that crazy big of a deal. I think for a lot of people out there, they may be okay rocking a cracked phone, which I wouldn't recommend. And if I didn't get such a good deal on it, I probably would have just spent maybe an extra $100 and got a perfectly working iPhone XR. But this one works perfectly fine. The screen still works perfectly fine. I've made several different videos on this iPhone already because this is the only other iPhone XR that I own that is on iOS 15.6 right now. But physically, everything else about this phone still holds up very well. The battery health also was surprising because it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be around that 70%, but it's actually around 82%. So it's definitely not high, but it's definitely much higher than I thought it was going to be. So these are basically two different iPhones that I pretty much spent around $100 on that if you want to go and buy them, go for it. I wouldn't recommend buying broken iPhones like this if you're planning on using them. But if you want to use them as like a side device or something like that, then, I would recommend going for it. If you have any other thoughts or questions, then let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.